a new guy here to the Best of British, I believe.
Yeah.
New guy to the Best of British. First time here. Everybody give it up for Juan Gonzalez.
I was actually kind of hoping for Hawaii 5-0 next time. Great job. All right, let's hear it for our host, the guy in the Punisher t-shirt. Right on. So, Punisher is kind of an angry thing. You expect stand-up comedians to be generally happy guys that make their living or try to make, telling jokes and making people happy, but a lot of people don't realize that a lot of stand-up comedians really are just generally angry guys. The greatest stand-up comedians of all time, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, guys that go way back and set the bar for the rest of us. They really just made us laugh by taking things that really piss them off, and the rest of us too, and just making us laugh by it. So, just something to think about when you watch people make jokes. We're generally angry people who are making you laugh. We win. Cheers. So I'm not an Orlando native. I'm from Miami, but I used to live in Gainesville. That's smart. But I lived in Gainesville. Do we have any Gator fans? Yeah, see? Florida. Go Gators. Right on. And living in Orlando after living in Gainesville, it's an adjustment because as soon as I got back here in Orlando, had to start dealing with crime again. Living in the city, all the homeless people, they want things. That's how it goes. I recently had something stolen out of my front yard. I had a cactus plant. I had a 6-foot-tall cactus plant that was stolen out of my front yard in broad daylight. And I'm thinking to myself, who the hell steals a cactus? I mean, is Wile E. Coyote setting up some kind of trap in my neighborhood to catch the roadrunner? And I just missed it? And in 3 days, you watch. You're going to see an article in the news in 3 days. Man killed by falling anvil. Roadrunner escapes coyote again. That was me. I was just trying to get my damn cactus back. I want it. I also had my lawnmower stolen. That's a little more understandable. A lawnmower has value. People use it. It does things. It works. So, but now I got a new problem. Whenever I'm driving around the neighborhood, and I see people, mowing their lawn in the front yard, I start getting a little paranoid. It starts out real innocent enough, I just drive by real slow, stare at them, make them feel as uncomfortable as possible. Drive around the block again, finally just kind of pull out, screeching into their yard and run out of the car. Give me back my lawnmower! They always call the cops after that. People are so sensitive nowadays. I mean, they don't understand stolen property. I don't know. All right, let me jump over here. I have my whole set on my new phone. I had to get one of the new phones. I've seen all the commercials for them on TV. The Droid, the Ivo, the 4G. It's tempting. You can't do it. So I found myself in the store. My girlfriend's phone broke. Mine was fine. I went in for her. And as soon as I walk in the door, the pod people targeted us. They had us in their sights. There's like 8 guys hovering around, jump on us as soon as we get in there, And I walk up to the counter. It's like, what do you like to do? I'm like, I'm looking for a phone. I want to talk on the phone. At that point, I should have figured out something was wrong, right? Because like, no, man, what do you like to do? I fell into the trap. I didn't see it going. Oh, I like to watch movies. Avatar HD 61080 DPI supercomputer. You watch that. I'm going to take care of your girlfriend for a minute. So he walks over to my girlfriend. He's like, what do you like to do? And you know what she said. I like keeping up with my friends on Facebook. As she's saying this, pulls the camera out, pushes a couple of buttons. I have just scanned your face and loaded you into a facial recognition system that has automatically logged you into Facebook and posted this video of you saying why you want to buy this phone right now. So needless to say, we have 2 brand new cell phones. And they get you. They really do. And we like these things because we like to make ourselves think that they make life easier. We do. But they don't. They really don't. And relationships are the worst victim of all of it. Because relationships nowadays are very different than they used to be. I mean, 20 years ago, people used to spend years together getting to learn their hopes and dreams and feelings and aspirations. And now you've got 2 months and 2,500 text messages and you are done. It's over. There's nothing else to say because nobody is that interesting. It's finished, And then what do you do at that point? You're out, you've got your 17th text message in a row while you're hanging out with your buddies. What do? You do the same thing that we all do, whatever the message is. LOL. The ultimate cure-all for any response, when you can't be bothered to put any thought or imagination into some kind of response, LOL. You know, when someone says something that you don't kind of totally agree with, but you can't respond, you're a racist asshole, Grandpa. LOL. Just my grandpa was racist. He's a weird guy. You gotta get used to him. You know. But now, you know, with all the technology that we have, we forget about how things used to be, you know, back when times were simpler, when all we had were beepers. And the older people, they remember those days. And you know, when they first came out, the only people that had beepers were doctors and drug dealers. Because really, those are the only two people on the face of the earth that need to have instant accessibility 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I grew up in a house that only had a rotary dial phone until I was 13. So you can imagine getting drugs was impossible. Kids today don't know how easy they have it. But you know, the kids today, that all the things they do now, the big craze with the teenagers and everything is the Twilight books. Has anybody read the Twilight books? Going through, yeah. See, nobody likes the Twilight books. Good. My girlfriend read the Twilight books, so I read the Twilight books so that we would have 2,500 more text messages and stuff to talk about together. So, you know, I didn't believe a word of it. I honestly didn't. You know, you've got this chick, Bella, who's this real edgy, loner, emotional chick who doesn't know her place in the world until she meets the dreamy vampire. But nobody noticed that she's a racist. Really, she is. She's a racist against human beings. And she's not like, she's a boring racist. She's not like one of the exciting racists that you see on YouTube that are like burning flags and throwing bottles and starting riots. She's a boring, sit in your room and cry racist. And the only reason that Edward even likes her is because she is the only woman in the world whose mind he can't read. And this did not sit well for me at all, because honestly, the last thing that men want women to think is that us not knowing what they feel is attractive to us. No, it is not attractive at all. So I'm rewriting Twilight. I got a new book. It's Guy Twilight. That's the next story. In it, there is no Team Edward and there is no Team Jacob. There is Team Hungry. And Bella has 2,500 text messages before they eat her. The end. All right, that's my time, everybody. My name is Juan. Thank you.
Good. One more time for Juan.